Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. This is Joe Shoup. It's Tuesday, November 7th. And we're going to kind of pick up where we left off last week. I want to give you a little history. We've had the Breakfast Club now for probably 18 years. The original thought was to bring like-minded entrepreneurs together to discuss money-making strategies. That's what we did way back. And people that had brick and mortar businesses and network marketing companies, direct sales companies, executives. We obviously didn't broadcast it. We recorded some of them. But we came together to talk about how we could help one another and how we could build our companies. And then it evolved into being specific about one company, bringing a company in and having the owners come in. I developed a communication class from my experiences and my mentors and teachers. And before you know it, we were rolling along each week, actually every day. We had it 4 days a week in those days. Every morning, people would meet and we would get our day started and discuss what took place during the week, that day, next day, what was going to happen, or days before, and what kind of conversations we had with people and how we could help one another solve the problems that we experienced in business. And it evolved, into a, kind of a major broadcast now. We only do this once a week, and it's now recorded prior to the announcement of the broadcast on Tuesdays, so you can actually access earlier than the scheduled time. People get a notice an hour before the call. And I say an hour before, it's usually 12 Eastern. And an hour before, there's a notice, 15 minutes before, and a little bit after, a notice is sent out with the replay. And now the replay is sent immediately on the first announcement. But we've had lots of people and lots of experts over the years teaching the strategies of the network marketing industry. We've had some really, really great teachers. And we've taught from Jim Rohn's teachings and Zig Ziglar and so on. But when it comes down to understanding what this networking business is about, most people don't really get it. Now, we've recently, over the past 6 months, kind of partnered up with a company that has an amazing, amazing tool. And in 2 weeks from now, we're going to make a major announcement. We're working on some strategies with that company, and we're going to have a major announcement. Until then, we're not going to, talk about that company. We're just going to be talking about what that company teaches. And ironically, the reason we've partnered up with them basically is because they teach basically the same thing. And one of the things that people do not understand, I know they heard this many, many times, is you have to treat your business like a business, not like a hobby. And I think most people don't really understand that. They may have heard it or even said it. But when it comes down to the basics of building a business, most people really aren't understanding what that means. So I'm just going to take you through the basics as we did last week and tell you that, as you know, when you have a business, and it makes no difference whether it's a brick and mortar business or an online business. You have to have an audience. You must find a way to develop an audience. You have to find out what message you really want to put out there and then find the audience, a target market, so to speak. But it's essential that you create the audience, find the audience. And because obviously without the audience, your product and service is not going to move. And so there's many ways to do that, as we spoke last week. So that's foundation one. That's the one of the basics, is having that audience. Now, if you had a brick and mortar business like Walmart or any of the big companies, and now we go down to small companies, anybody having a business has to tell their story. They have to do it in some way. Now, there's many ways to do it, as I said. In the old days, it was just newspapers, word of mouth, radio, if you were trying to reach a wider audience. But basically, we had to depend on in those days, it depend on basic standard local newspapers, community newspapers, and then, of course, word of mouth. Today, we have a lot more tools. That brings us to the second part of it. We need tools. Newspapers are tools to reach an audience. And today we have many more. Social media. You have, Facebook and Twitter, and you have broadcasts, live broadcasts. You have texting, emails. And these things have to be utilized, but they have to be organized as well as utilized. And that's where we have partnered up with a company that actually has a very, very good and significant tool to grow your business. You have to have that marketing tool, and that tool is really there to organize your business. That's what it's for. There are many elements to it, but it is a marketing system, and it's designed to organize your business. Now, what is your business? Well, the database. That's your business. Reaching that audience. So we did find a company that's been around since 2007 that has tremendous education and tools on how to reach the audience, how to organize them, what to say to them. And again, in a couple of weeks, we're going to talk about that. We're actually going to have the owner on. And the third thing is the communication. We must be able to communicate the message, and I'm talking verbally. Certainly, we're going to communicate through the social media network. We're going to communicate through emails. We're going to communicate via telephone. But the bottom line is eventually I have to communicate verbally with people. And even if they join your venture without talking to them, there still needs to be that personal communication. You have to find a way to be part of a system whereby recruiting, influencing, bringing people aboard. You have to find a way to be part of a system whereby that recruiting never stops. Doesn't mean you don't stop. It just means that it doesn't stop. And the only way that is going to happen is having a duplicable system. And that is the proper word. It's duplicable. And people call it duplicatable. And that actually has become an official word. But having a duplicable system, a system whereby everybody is doing the same thing attracting people who would be interested, and the kind of people, that target market now comes in play. Who do you want to attract? And when you determine who you want to attract, then you create your message. Do you want tire kickers? Well, you know what that means. People just looking and have no intentions of coming to your company, to joining you in your business. They have no intention of doing that. They're just kicking away, looking, kicking. But if you really want to build a successful business, you must find the business builders. And you only need to find a few. So you design a system to do that. The system I'm talking about will do that. But they're the elements. Certainly there's more to it. It takes work, and in some cases, hard work. Hard work to me is studying, learning things. That seems to be easy for some people, but for me, it takes me a while to learn what a company is about, what they offer, how the company is structured, what the comp plan is all about. They're all things you do aside from building a business, but you have to know your business. So when it comes down to why would I want to be part of a system whereby recruiting never stops? Because that means the movement of product and services never stop. And what that equals is monetary gain for everyone. It means profit for everyone. Now, of course, we know not everyone will succeed. But I say to you that if you are with a company, the only thing holding you back from making money is you determining that you want to make money and doing the right things. Putting yourself in the position, learning what your business is about, learning how to develop the database, buy the database, however you get it, and learning to communicate your message using a marketing tool to attract the people that you're looking for, that target market. And I tell you that most of the time has to be spent looking for other people. And it's the one thing that most people don't want to do. They don't want to communicate with people. They want to do it where they don't have to talk. And that, to me, is only a fear because they don't know how to do it. They don't want to be rejected. They don't like that conversation, mainly because they're not prepared. And that really is the key, preparation. The three things we just talked about takes preparation. And you're only going to get success through preparing yourself for success. And I said we were going to make this short today, and that's what I want to leave you with. The only way you're going to have success, I don't care what company it is. Look, there's companies out there right now that are still struggling to find their way. There are companies out there not paying, trying to find a way to get money to their people. It takes time to do that in companies, but there are other companies fumbling around all over the place trying to figure out how they're going to make it work, changing their plans over and over again. And then there's companies out there where the compensation plans don't work very well. The only way you're going to have success is that you prepare yourself for success with the three things we talked about: database, marketing system or tool to organize your business, and learning to communicate when you actually have someone you need to talk to, you need to speak with regarding your business. I spoke with someone today that's a valuable part of our team, and I said to her, you have to learn how to be a director. I mean, someone who your team can depend on when they have someone to speak to. And that really has to be one of your goals, is to be a leader, someone who, if you're asking somebody to join you in your venture, then either you need to be prepared to help them, or you need to point them to the person who can help them. But ultimately, you have to work towards being a director. A director is someone who helps you with your prospect and directs them to the registration process. That takes some work to learn how to do that effectively. You can't just get on the phone and start talking about the weather in Iowa and how wonderful it would be for you to be in this company with us. We're looking for the people who really want that. So you have to interview them and find out, are they really a fit? Do they work for us? And are we a fit for them? But I'll say it, and so I'll leave you with this. Not going to be successful unless you prepare yourself for success. So with that, I hope you have a great day. I wish you well. We'll see you next week at the Breakfast Club, but also in 2 weeks, mark your calendar, because we have a major announcement to make here with the partnering with a company that's going to bring some very, well, they're already there. I mean, they're already in existence since 2007, but we're going to make an announcement about a product line that's just going to make you, very excited for most people. So we'll look forward to bringing that to you, and we'll have the owner and some special people on, and we'll look forward to that broadcast will be live. So we'll look forward to seeing you then, but otherwise we'll see you next week at the Breakfast Club. Have a great day, everybody, and wish you a great day. Thank you.